What's up, everybody? How we doing? Marco, Ground Fog, Neil, how you fellas doing? Did y'all have a good week? Do anything fun? Do anything crazy? Hey, there's Eagle Scout EDC. What up, bud? How's Texas treating you? We all about to get a little chilly here with the weather. I don't know how much colder y'all are gonna be, but we're gonna drop a whopping 8 or 9 degrees for like a week and a half. Oh no, summer's almost over. Yeah, it's kind of funny how the weather peoples got to be politically correct, right? Because there's weathermen and weatherwomen and weather whatchamacallits. So the weather peoples have declared that massive cold front's coming in, and so we're going to enjoy some nicer riding weather for those of us with motorcycles, and the rest of y'all can deal with it. But nah, so sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I know I usually am a couple minutes late, anyways, but I had to fix myself this delicious, very, very tasty strawberry, banana, and key lime coconut rum smoothie. Yeah, it's not coconut, just it's a key lime flavored rum. And that was not my choice. That's just I don't know why Mrs. Urban bought a key lime rum bottle at the store the other week, but she did. But as far as a healthy mashup of fruit, I love strawberry banana smoothies, and if I can throw a little bit of booze into it, all the better. There we go. I'm back. I can see myself. Did y'all see me disappear? Did the screen go dark for a minute? I don't know what the hell happened. But yeah, I love my smoothies with a little bit of extra thrown into it. Y'all want to know what I carried today? Of course, had the EMP EDC Pulse. They are dropping. John EMP EDC is dropping within a handful of days. I don't know if it's going to be before National Knife Day Sunday, or it'll be early next week. But he's dropping another last final batch of these big bad boys. Yeah, yeah. So this thing is just so much fun. It's so fucking awesome. Look at the size difference between them. Woo! So much bigger. But yeah. Y'all still here? Am I still live? Nobody said anything in the comments yet. I know there's just 3 of y'all, 4 of y'all. But yeah, my computer was having some issues with getting videos, or not videos, photos, um, on my pulling them from my external hard drive, and I didn't have time to restart the whole damn computer. But so yeah, I struggled to get my StreamYard set up. Um, I'm about had it with StreamYard, to be honest. Is They're really bothering me with not having good link setup and being picky. Why the hell do these StreamYard and other programs restrict your photo size for your thumbnail, to be less than 2 megabytes. 2 megabytes is freaking nothing. It's nothing for a photo. Most photos are anywhere between 4 and 8 megabytes. When you throw them up on a computer or laptop or stored in your phone or whatever. Why is StreamYard so damn picky about the photos being smaller than 2 megabytes? 2 megabytes is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. But so yeah, so I had this guy, as always. I always carry this thing, if y'all know. But then I also had my ProTech Malibu, or not Malibu. Why did I say Malibu? Oligarch, the Oligarch. Yeah, I wanted the Malibu for the longest time, but was always mad that the Malibu was not an auto. So then they came out with the Oligarch, and I was like, yes, got my blade shape, it's a full size. What is the length on this thing? On these, what is my blade length? It is 3.15 roughly, 3.2 inch. Yeah, 3.15 roughly. But yeah, I absolutely love this thing. And oh, the ProTech is just so snappy. And of course, I have number 69 of 110 from Blade Show. This was their Blade Show deal, and I had 69 out of 110. Hey, there's brand new. What up, buddy? So yeah, I had 2 automatics with me on me today, an OTF and an out the side, and then paired up with those, I had the Kaiser Feeweed. Awful name, terrible name, but damn, is this a sick ass, gorgeous looking knife. My only gripe is, and if you watched my video on this thing, I wish he was just a little bit bigger. He's 2.9 inch blade, and I would have really have loved this sucker to been at least 3.25, just a little bit bigger, about 10 to 15% larger. It would have been perfect. But I get it. Kaiser's got to try to play the game of putting it into those knife law restrictions of blade length and all that jazz, in order for them to sell as many as possible. But I really, really wish that they would make an XL version of this, just a big ass one. Like, go full 4-inch blade on this. Wouldn't that be awesome to have a 4-inch bladed Feeweed? It's such a sweet knife. It's got so many things going for it. So many things going for it. Between the inlays and the milled clip and the triangular thumb stud, nice solid blade, great ergos. It's such a badass knife. I wish they would just make an XL version of. But what up, Marco? How are you? How are you? Everything good? Everything doing good? Man, I tell you, now that my hand's getting, I'm not to be grossing y'all out too much, but that's what it looks like now. I'm at finally 2.5 weeks, well, pretty much 3 weeks. 3 weeks after the incident happened, and I'm finally able to rock, not having it all bandaged up to death. Oh, and the last thing that I carried today was a fixed blade. Yeah, I carried a fixed blade for Friday. Friday fixed blades. And this thing is badass. And I'm drawing a blank right now as to the name of it. And it's, I believe it's Baldman EDC is the company that makes it. God, it's a sick knife. And let me pull it up again. It's Baldman EDC or Baldman Knife and Tool. It's not Baldman EDC book, Baldman Knife and Tool. And this guy is the which model is it? It's the Serpico or Serpico. And come on, I saw online on their website here. It's that's not 3.2, is it? I think mine's the larger version. Is mine the larger version? 4.2-inch blade? Here, let me pull this up for y'all so that y'all can see it. Share screen. Oh, share. There you go. So that's it. That's the Serpico. And is mine the... I gotta measure the blade because I don't remember what size it is. I thought I had the medium sized one, which is, yeah, 3.2-inch blade. Yep. So what I have on the screen is the XL, which is 4.2-inch. Mine's the 3.2-inch, so it is not the mini, but the regular size. Where'd you go? Right here. There it is. I have a different handle material though on mine. Yeah, that's it. And this is Baldman Knife and Tool. They're at Blade Show in Atlanta, and on the last day, I was like, haven't picked up a fixed blade this year. Was gonna try to not pick up a fixed blade because I felt like I didn't really need another fixed blade, but like I had an extra couple $100 in my pocket still, and I was like, it was gonna burn a hole, and I figured I'd be mad at myself if I didn't go and spend it. So yeah, I went ahead and grabbed this guy. And this handle material is that stuff that has the grip tech with the little black dots are actual rubber. So it is like super grippy. It's rubbery, grippy, just very nice texture to it. And the blade is just that battle freaking Viking-esque vibes. uh, so yeah, it's a sweet knife, and I have actually used it with my hands being wet, and yeah, it is no shit. It is grippy as hell. Like there's no doubt in my mind. Uh, like using this thing in wet environments, not a problem for grip and with the handle. Just very well done. Very happy with that knife, and I believe, I forgot what the blade steel was. What was the blade steel? Blade steel on that sucker. Yeah, 80 CRV2. 60 to 61 HRC. Yeah, 1/8 thick blade stock. 3.2 inches of blade, overall 7.5. So nice, small to medium sized outdoorsy knife. I'd say it leans more on to the medium, right? Small, medium size. Yeah, good size for it. Hey, Kathleen, how are you? Did you have a good weekend or week? I said weekend like I'm working this weekend, so the next 2 days I will be at Lowe's where everything blows, and yeah. So I had the week off, and I really didn't do much with my week because of this thing. Still healing. Yesterday at late afternoon was when I finally took the bandages off and was like, wow, it actually looks good. It's healing up good. Everything's pulled together nicely. Don't have to worry about it, stretching back apart again. So, yeah, it's stiff as hell. It hurts to bend it. It really hurts to bend it. So I'm definitely gonna have a scar there because the freaking nurse that put stitches in did not do that good of a job. Um, so Kathleen, I have sleep apnea, and not the good kind. I have the worst version of sleep apnea. I don't have the not that sleep apnea is good at all, period, but like 65 to 70% of people who have sleep apnea have issues with airway blockage, uh, that with their tongue falling back and their everything getting misaligned when they're sleeping to where it causes interference, and that is like 90% remedied by having a CPAP machine and having that positive airflow pressure, keeping that stuff open. Um, that's a fairly easily treatable condition of sleep apnea. I have the worst type of sleep apnea. I have the neurological sleep apnea issue where my brain doesn't communicate through the entire night to my lungs to function while I'm sleeping. Like my brain just has brain farts and doesn't tell my lungs to breathe, and so my body just literally stops breathing while I'm asleep. And I have episodes of that happening where my brain just doesn't communicate with my lungs the way it's supposed to, and so I will literally not breathe for about 2.5 to 3.5 minutes, with each episode. And when I went and did my sleep study test, they calculated in less than 4 hours, I had over 20 episodes, 20 times in a 4 hour time frame. Uh, that or not 4 hours, 6 hours. Sorry, 6 hour time frame. 20 episodes, and in those 20 episodes, it was anywhere from 40 seconds to 3 minutes and 54 seconds. I think 50 some seconds. It was just shy of 4 minutes. So I was literally, my body was on its own trying to hold its breath for almost 4 minutes at a time. I had like two episodes that were real close to that 4 minute mark. And that wakes my body up. But because of all of that, my body never enters into that REM sleep cycle. And if you research REM sleep cycle, you'll read that REM sleep cycle is when your body, as you sleep, gets its opportunity to build and create the most amount of white and red blood cells uh, to handle illness and injuries. So, because my body doesn't get that opportunity every night to do that hyperdrive on my blood cells, on my red and white blood cells, the horrible side effect, granted, I don't die in my sleep every night, because that's always a risk. The horrible side effect is it takes a lot longer for me and anybody else with my condition, with the same problem, same type of sleep apnea. It takes forever for us to heal from wounds and injuries as well as illnesses. So like when one of my 6 freaking kids brings home an illness, gets sick, or the wife gets sick, or I get sick, and it has to cycle around through the whole goddamn house. Everybody's got to get their turn with it. Yeah, everybody else will get over it in about 2 to 4 days, and I'm stuck dealing with being miserable for like a week and a half, with the same stupid illness that everybody else is, just their body's taking care of it and they're moving on. So yeah, same thing with healing. It just takes my body so much longer. And so like I do what I can. I try to try to sleep as much as I can. I try to put a little more focus. Well, I've been putting a lot of focus over the summer on a strong diet, on a good diet, healthy diet with lots of protein and lots of fruits and vegetables and nuts and stuff, and completely staying away from sugary sweets and the things that you don't really need. But my only guilty pleasure really is a little bit of booze here and there. But otherwise, no ice cream, no cookies, no chips, no candy, none of that stuff. And then pumping the extra vitamin C and vitamin B into me, just taking vitamins. So yeah, it is slowly healing. I do not have to go back to the doctor because there's no infections. I took the stitches out myself here at home, like I've done it before. It's not a big deal. You just have to be very careful and very tedious and make sure that you get all of the suture out of your skin, and just do it slowly and carefully. You have to have very steady hands, which um, lots of doctors and nurses in my family uh, lineage. Like we're medically sound people um, in my family, and hell, my nurse wife that I have, she's a nurse. She got mad at me because I was like super quiet about it. I just went in the bathroom, sat down, cleaned it, undressed it, cleaned it, and then got the special insanely sharp scissors, suture cutting scissors that I have. Yeah, I have that stuff. I have a lot of medical stuff, all commandeered from military service. I've got lots of stuff. Plus, Mrs. Urban brings home extra stuff as well. Honestly, if it wasn't in my dominant hand, if it was somewhere else on my body, if I had this in the sutures, if I had the right string stuff for doing the sutures myself, I would have done it myself. I wouldn't have even gone to the emergency room because I knew that nothing was broken. I knew that I didn't cut through a tendon or anything important. I got lucky. So honestly, if it had been in anywhere else on my body and didn't have any major concerns, I would have just sewn it up myself and done a better job and had it look right and heal a little faster. Like that's also part of the reason why it's taking freaking forever, is because she did a shitty job. I will forever be a little irritated about that. Um, she did not put the number of sutures in there and did not space them the way that she should have. She should have done more, but she should have spaced them obviously evenly, and she didn't. She didn't do either one of those. So yeah, it sucks when you got a really shitty ER where you live. Ugh. But Mrs. Urban is now working in the ER at that hospital in town here. So maybe, possibly, if I have a klutzy, accident-prone moment again that might need ER attention. No, there's laws, there's rules about she wouldn't be allowed to do anything for me there. I'd have to be seen by other people. Um, can't do medical treatment on your own family member at a hospital. It's that there's valid reasons, mostly moral reasons for that, but um, even though it really wouldn't matter to me, but I don't know. What up, Joe? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, did anybody buy a new knife during these knife sales that we're supposedly having for National Knife Day on Sunday? Like, I don't know how everybody else feels, but I feel like none of these years, out of the last 5-6 years, there's not been a year that I've seen anything great at a very good price. Um, like I was checking, I literally was checking like 6 or 7 different retail sites and places, companies that I am typically favoring these days, most interested in. I kept checking them, like 2 or 3 times throughout the day to see if they would drop anything new, anything cool, a different special variation with different materials, whether it was different blade steel or different handle materials. I looked quite a bit. Oh damn, Neil, you got a double XL Kalashnikov auto. Hold on a second. I've got 2 of them. I've got 2 Kalashnikovs, not an XL, especially not a double XL, but my 2. One's a lefty and one's a righty. So yeah, and the lefty one is in AUS 8. Yeah, the lefty one is in AUS 8 with the coated blade, and the right-handed one, and the reason why I bought the right-handed one is because it is in XHP, and I absolutely love XHP. But yeah, here's the right-handed one with the lightly stone-washed XHP. And they're pretty badass. I gotta say, for not being a ProTech, the action is freaking snappy as hell. Like, that is an impressive snap for not being ProTech. I'm guessing Boker makes them. ProTech doesn't make these, do they? They're not. They're not OEM'd by ProTech by chance, are they? I never really bothered to look that up. Or if I did, I absolutely forgot about it. You have a mini and the Warney. The Warney would be kind of cool. I'm just not big on the handles. Like, I wish they would do something cooler. Like, I mean, it would be sweet if they made the handles titanium. If they would do like an acid washed titanium, um, that would be cool. Or just a really dark titanium would be sweet. But yeah, they're nice knives. You know, each time I got one of these, I carried it pretty heavily, like the pocket clips all scratched up here and there. And then the left-handed one definitely got used as well. A whole bunch of tape marks and stuff on it, and it got hits right there on the bottom edge there, and I got a couple other scratch marks on it. But, yeah, so I kind of wish, but I haven't bothered to take them apart because I really don't care that much. But you know, if I had the time, if I cared enough to do it, I'd be curious to see if I could swap the blades for the sake of having the XHP blade on the left-handed version. Being a lefty, like I would just if I were to keep one and donate or give away, pass along the one with the OS 8 blade on it, because OS 8's just so much softer of a steel. Not a bad steel. I mean, it's very easy to touch up, but like it does lose its edge pretty quick. Yeah, I have no idea whether or not, with them being left-handed and right-handed knives, if the cuts in the blades are different. I mean, obviously you end up with the serial numbers that they put the serial number on one side with the blade steel, and then they put the name and Boker on it, plastered on it, on the other side. So that would end up getting flip-flopped on, switching them out. But are the blade stocks cut in the same way that it would work on either handle, either knife? I don't know. I'd be curious, but kind of don't want to bother with taking them apart. Because I don't carry them. I don't use them anymore. Well, that one's done. That's gone and over with. A whole banana and like 6 or 7 strawberries. But yeah, I think my dog just farted and stinks right now. Zorro, really, bud? Oh, you poor guy. Gassy motherfucker. You gassy, dude. That reeks. That's awful. He's right over here, fucking looking at me with his little puppy eyes. I'm so sorry. That's cool. You got the mini and the warning. I did carry the other day my tipper, my concept tipper from Edgy, Mr. Scott Stills. Oh, this is such a sweet knife. Using it a couple of times, I've cut just a handful of things with this. I've kind of been babying it. Anytime I get a knife with that kind of the Damascus style blade, so I wonder what the what concept uses for the core on this thing. But yeah, I need to drop it because I've cut just a handful of things, and I can already feel its need to be stropped. But yeah, I mean, usually they all use a softer steel. I need to do a video on this bad boy. I'm surprised that he's not named it yet. This is a tack knives. Um, and he didn't name it. It's a prototype, and the dude had, I forget what his name was. He's an Asian fella. Super nice guy. But if you look at his tack knives website, he's got a whole bunch of autos, some cool autos. But he's got this guy, and he's got another, his first knife folder that's not an auto, that he left it named as the unnamed. But then this is his next model, and it's really badass. And I've got to do a video. I've not gotten around to do a video on it, but it needs to happen. I was just kind of hoping that he'd eventually name it and put it up on his website that they're coming, but there's nothing. No word. No word on it whatsoever. But it's a sweet knife, and it's in MagnaCut. Yep, CPM MagnaCut. It's not bothering me too much. I thought that it would bother me having a thumb hole and a thumb stud. I feel like that just, it at least looks really, really freaking redundant, just completely unnecessary. Why do you need both? And on top of that, it's crazy because not only does he have the cutout and the thumb stud and the thumb hole cutout, but then it's a full fuller. It's a fuller all the way out. So essentially, like, if it had just left it as a full fuller, only the fuller, flickable as all hell. Thumb hole, just done the thumb hole window, flickable as all hell. Just done the thumb stud, flickable as all hell. But so why the hell do you decide to do all three? Plus, it's a front flipper, and it's a damn good front flipper. As you see me fail it. Yeah, well, today I'm having issues. But it is a damn, it's a really good front flipper. But again, like, because you've got the thumb stud, the thumb hole, and the fuller, like, why would you even bother with the front flipper? But yeah, the fact that they've got four opening mechanisms incorporated into it, it's just crazy. But it's an awesome freaking knife, and I love it. I love that hammered texture on the titanium, and it feels freaking awesome. But yeah, so no good deals. No good deals. I have not found anything that I would want on. Oh, I know what we need to talk about. We need to talk about White Mountain Knives. Well, not White Mountain Knives, but we need to talk about Kubi's freaking most recent release of knives on whitemountainknives.com. Let me share so that you can see. And this is why I asked Sharif on Wednesday nights live. I asked in the comments, I asked Sharif, because Sharif is apparently the expert on how terrible M390 is. He can't stand things that are done, production knives that are done in M390, because the vast majority of the time they do a really crappy job on the heat treat, and you're not getting good M390. You're getting terrible, if not awful, garbage M390. That's what he swears by. And A lot of people have experienced that to be true. So I was asking him that Wednesday night, how does it feel about the KB, which is Kubi's more premium line? How does he feel? What are his thoughts on their M390? Do they do a good job, or are they to be thrown with the rest of the pile of Chinese makers that just don't give a shit about doing a proper heat treat to M390? And then so you're paying a high premium, slightly more premium price for, you know, steel that is so substandardly heat treated, way under par for what it should be and what you should expect. Because, and I was asking about that because there is one knife design that they came out with. I kind of like this guy. I kind of like that guy. It does remind me a good little bit. If I can find where I put it. Uh-oh. Where did I set you down? Where did I set you down? It might be in my shorts pocket right now because I don't see it in here. No, I don't see it in here. He's not living next to the tipper. Where's my grunt? Where's my $950 expensive ass knife at? Where did it get set down? I don't see it in my usual drawers that I put it in. Let me go check my pants pocket real quick. I need to know where that sucker's at. Because he is not cheap. Yep, here he is. He was in my shorts. When I've been wearing my shorts during the hottest part of the day. Y'all can see me in my little square. See, can I make myself? No, that doesn't help. There you go. Well, then that makes the freaking webpage small. I don't like that. But yeah, the blade shape kind of, I mean, it's not the same, but I kind of felt like when I saw this, I felt like I got a little bit of vibes off of this guy, off of the grunt. But it's a totally different, definitely a different blade shape. But yeah, I don't know. Do y'all kind of see how you could get similar vibes from that? Obviously, the one part that there is a little steeper. It's kind of got like a like somebody put like they did the fuller and then cut it off, except for right there up by the thumb stud. Like that's a stupid move. Like what's the point in that? What been? I guess when it's closed, with that fuller right there added to the thumb stud, it gives you just an extra amount of frictional purchase point for under finger flicking for getting better grab when you try to flip the blade out. I guess I don't know. I don't understand why you just wouldn't get a better quality thumb stud and not mess with that fuller being put in there. But I do like how the etching is done on the handle scales. That's really cool to have some kind of a pattern there, as well as doing the color scheme, the anodized flame bit that's underneath there. Just gives that multiple layers, kind of a three-dimensional look effect. But yeah, so I thought that that was a cool model. Nice handle and blade shape and everything about it. And then there was another model that I really liked. It was actually further down the line. Further down the line. Oh, I do like the I do like the Socius. That's how you pronounce it. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. What do y'all think of that? But when I look at that, I also think about five other different knives that I already own, in how generic that blade shape is for a Warney sheep's footy blade shape. I just feel like I've got a lot of knives with all that almost identical, like 95% identical blade shape. And yeah, I mean, there's the handle's cool and all. I definitely like the triangular pattern. Definitely gave me some vibes, made me think about and remember the Kaiser Veritas, because the Veritas has those lines as well. See how the Veritas has the triangles done a little differently, but still, triangles. I know what a triangle is, so yeah. It made me think about that knife, but here's the Cure X, the Miguron Cure X. Also similar blade shape, right? Very similar blade shape. Yeah. Um, what else has a similar blade shape? This guy by Kungwu. Not quite so similar. A little different. Um, what about this guy from Remet Knives? That's a similar blade shape to that Kubi or KB. And of course, the Knoll Knives Voodoo. A little different. Definitely different. But still kind of just keeping that sheep's foot Warncliffe crossover type vibes to it. Yeah, there's so many knives that I have that are of that almost identical blade shape that I'm just like, I don't really need it. Don't really need to spend, what do they want for it? $240 before your discount. Yeah, so it's kind of felt like I needed to pass on that. Like it wasn't worth spending that money on something that's so similar and has a lot of generic knife qualities that so many other knives that I own have. But I did appreciate that they did an S90V, so I didn't have to think about it being in M390. But then they had one other model that was kind of on the newer releases. Where's it at? They didn't sell them all up already, did they? It's quite possible they did. I probably should have clicked the filter button to arrange the newest ones first. Might have been easier. And let me go back up there. So best match to newest. Might find it faster. So is that guy? Oh, I did like this guy. This guy's cool. But again, an M390. I like this because this is different. You not only you have the jig boned pattern put into the titanium along with the flaming effect added to it. So that's cool to compile those two features into the handle. And it's a compound grind, which I do like at times. I do enjoy my compound grind knives. I have only a handful of compound ground knives, and probably one of my favorites is the my favorite compound grinded knife is the EMP EDC. Why am I having a brain fart on the name of this guy? I was just looking at the EMP EDC website. Isn't this the relative? Yeah. Love the compound grind on this one. I love this knife. This is such a sweet knife in all of its glory. But yeah, I thought that was a nice blade shape, nice compound grind. I liked the idea of the jig titanium. But again, it's M390, and the question of, is their M390 any good? Is it any good? I don't know. But then who was it that I watched a video covering these? It might have been I think it was Neves Knives. I think it was Jared Neves that was talking about these in a video that got posted within the last 2 to 3 days. But he was talking. He mentioned that come on. In the description, it says maybe it doesn't list it here. Blade finish, belt satin. HRC is 60 to 62. He was talking about how with their hardness, that they do a pretty good job. They do a certain type of treatment in their heat treat process. I might have to go to KB Knives website to find what they called it. If you go to their website and you go, you remove that one. And share this their website. Wasn't the Mosquito. Yeah, it's the folklore that I like that we were just looking at, and then the Ajira that I like very much. But now let's see if they say it down here. Oh, here we go. Heat treatment. It says vacuum and cryogenic. So supposedly, according to Neves Knives, and he's all about blade steels and sharpening and life expectancy and everything. He cares an awful lot about that. He is saying that with that type of heat treatment, you can get it easily get it above 60 on the HRC, get it more towards that 62. That makes it really sweet, and it ends up being really good M390. So that's what Neves says. To take it as it is. So, I mean, at the end of the day, do you believe Neves and feel that that is worthy of being a $200 knife? Or do you say, yeah, I'm not so sure about Neves, and that's a lot of money. I don't know. I don't think I want to invest in something that might not be very happy with the blade edge retention, because I don't know how well they did that M390. I mean, that's just, that's a toss up, and you're playing Russian roulette with that with, $200-300. The Ajira is actually on White Mountain Knives, is actually priced at 192. So that's actually not that bad. What's the size of this thing? It's a 3.03, so it's a 3-inch blade, 4-inch handle. I'm not a big fan of bead blasted blades because of the bead blasting process kind of, makes the blade just ever so slightly more susceptible to surface rust. That's been what I've heard and experienced. So I don't know about y'all, but that's definitely something that I've heard and experienced. Hey, there's Bluminati. Bluminati. I haven't checked. I watched Aries' video today, Aries EDC, um, talking about how you should possibly might already have or will be getting your Raptor. What's the status on that, bro? Do you got it? Do you got the Raptor? Has it arrived? And is the blade already rusting because of how much drool you've put all over it? Dude, we all are so freaking happy for you, man. So freaking happy for you to get that, you know. And Aries, he said it all in the video, but in the live, when when he surprised you with that. So yeah, absolutely couldn't be happier knowing that that thing went straight to you and was gifted, graciously gifted to you. But hey, Dang Ross is here. So you did get it. Sweet. Have you posted a video of getting it yet? If you do, I gotta go watch it. Everybody's got to go watch it. If you do, if you're able to put up the link, put up the link. Otherwise, I'll grab it here in a minute and pull it up. But if you got a video, let us know. It is, isn't it? It is. That thing. I can only imagine what it's like in hand. But yeah, and that's got me excited for my nice little Wesser knife that he's doing for me. But yeah, Aries is just like he's on it. He's doing some really impressive work, and I'm happy that he's making some knives for some of us that are a little out of his realm and and out of his desire to do, but he's happy to do it for us because he's that cool of a dude for our community. And oh, okay, so you're still editing it. Gotcha. Well, we're all excited to see it. Um, but yeah, couldn't be happier for you. Uh, Definitely has me excited to get mine, to get my Wesser and see how well he does, how amazing he does. I know he's gonna do fantastic because yeah, like he poured himself into that Raptor. That thing is so sweet, so sick, bro, so sick. But yeah, very happy for you. We're all very happy. um, I just know Scott's gonna he's already talking. I don't know if anybody watched his uploaded video from today with all his latest and greatest news, um, with what's going on. But yeah, he's definitely, from what I heard and what I pulled out of that video, news wise, is he's looking at going to Blade Show Atlanta next year with probably, hopefully, at least a dozen knives to sell and really solidify his footprint uh, on a much larger scale. Um, and he was talking about how he's got another couple designs that he's working on. One mainly that he's feels like he just needs to tweak a little bit more and to get it just right, and then make a model of it and get all our opinions on it. Which you should know at this point, we're just going to praise the hell out of it, right? Whether it's really good or just okay. But yeah, thank you. I am definitely excited for the Wesser. Um, but here's mine, and like we discussed, I just ignore those obnoxious screws. Those will not be in his version, obviously. I don't even know where the fuck I got these screws from, but they were sitting in a drawer, and I pulled them out, and I was like, they're about the right thickness. I can make them work just for the sake of holding this thing together. Which I ended up not really needing to do because apparently the 3M spray glue that I used, that I intended to spray on the scale pieces just to temporarily get them attached to the blade piece so that I could, do all the sanding and round it up and make sure that they were both, completely congruent with one another and completely symmetrical. I had the intention of being able to then separate them back apart, and I could not get, and Aries EDC Scott could not get those apart, and that was really a bummer because I had full intention of them being able to be removed again to make it easier for him to cut out and use as templates, and for cutting out the actual scale material that he's going to put on my knife. So that was kind of a bummer. So hopefully he feels that it won't be too terribly difficult for him to. Again, this is the main part that is going to be the tricky deal with him not being able to take these off. I mean, I sent him the drawing too. I kind of feel like I should have printed out my drawing to the scale that I printed out to trace onto the wood to cut these out, that might have helped him. I don't know, or it might have made it more challenging for him, trying to match something that wasn't reality. I don't know, but hopefully he can get those right, because and the reason that I have for that particular, to have it kind of almost like a rounded point, like an arrowhead shape to it right there, is because when you have on, say, this guy, you have this spot right here. Some fixed blades put no angled chamfer there. They don't angle it down. They don't step it down. It's just flat, and you can have a bit of a sharp edge. One knife that is, well, one company that does that is, well, there's a handful, but let me grab some examples. Pull out some of my other fixed blades. Trying to look for ones that give good examples. Stand by. Stand by. Yeah, let me just grab this. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, here's a third one. Here's a third one that will help. So the in it LT Wright that does the cabin, in that the cabin, the little log cabin, his maker's mark on the LT Wrights. So this is the LT Wright Bandit, and I forget what the name of this little guy is, but both of these had straight up, um, completely flat, untapered handles. The scales were not shaved down like these examples right here are. I did that myself. I polished those down with a Dremel tool. Um, LT Wright knives. So I insist on doing the tapering down rather than leaving it flat, and he's gone away from leaving it flat. But like these earlier models, he did not taper down. He left them straight, and they had almost sharp edges to them. Here's his large northern hunter that has almost a little bit of a Nessmuk blade shape. Here's a cool knife. Let me present. Here we go. Let's see. Does he have a close up? Yeah. So you see that right there? See how the handle, the micarta there, is just straight cut, slapped on there. There's no chamfer. There's no angled step down. Well, when you go and you choke up into that choil area right there, as close to the blade edge as possible, you don't feel it in a normal grip. When you're gripping it like this, right? that doesn't matter. But when you go to a pinch grip, when you go to any kind of a pinch grip like this, that's where your thumb and pointer finger are touching that part of that handle right there. And if that's sharp, that's severely uncomfortable, and you don't want to do a pinch grip. You want to go all the way out here like this to get to using that tip, rather than right here. You still got the full length of the blade. Your fingers are, for the most part, out of the way of the edge and not gonna, get hit by material if you're needing to remove a decent sized amount of material, but more meticulous type cuts. That's where it allows you to do this pinch grip here. So when you have this short of a blade or this short of a blade, that pinch grip right there, and still having a and then the base of the handle goes right into the meat of your palm right there. That's exactly how this guy fits as well. Like look at these two. Trying to hold it to where you can see all the body of the handle. But yeah, you see how the Wesser is just a little bit bigger of a handle? That was one thing that I felt needed to be with this. This guy is definitely a 3-finger knife. It's knobbed at the end so that everybody's 3 fingers will fit on it. But if you choke up as much as you can with my size hand, you can't get your pinky around that because of that knob there. It's just kind of just digs right into your palm right here. So yeah, but pinch grip right there with the back end of the handle right in the meat of your palm. That's the same concept I want with this guy, but I want by having this as a bit of a point right here, and you do your chamfer here, that gives you that pinch grip right there, exactly how it feels, super comfortable pinch gripping that right there, and having just that little bit of a rounded point really just kind of locks you in. You know exactly where that pinch needs to be. At least for my hand, that's exactly where that pinch needs to be, and that just creates a nice long flat section, almost flat section of that chamfering to be done, of that polished bit to be done, so that you have a super nice pinch grip in that position. And then by doing it on the underside here, it really rounds. If Scott does the chamfering on both of these all the way around it, that will really round out this part for that a super comfortable forward choke up position, getting right there behind that blade edge. So that's the reason, that's my mindset for why I want the scales to be cut that way and go that way, is to provide that perfect pinch grip for this size knife and really lock in super comfortable ergos in that forward choked up position, for your straight chopping type cuts. So yeah, so that's why I did that to this guy, and the Bandit is done the same way. Just stepped those down, got rid of that flat edge off of it. So yeah, really happy that I did that to these two, and I think that this thing will be all that much sweeter when Scott does that same way to the handle scales on the Wesser as well. But that was all my thought process behind making that particular shape of the handle scales. So I probably will timestamp. Let's see. Somebody timestamp how far into this live we're at right now, and I will send that to Scott to review so that he understands that. And I don't have to try to make a separate video or explain it by typing that into. I'm pretty. I'd be willing to bet that if I say nothing, Scott will do that with the scales that way, anyways. Because he understands those kind of design cues. I believe that he does. So I could kind of just like play it Russian roulette as far as to whether or not he would do that without me saying anything. But just to be sure and make sure that he doesn't miss that on my desires for the design of that knife. Um, I should give him that timestamp and have him listen to that being explained the only way that I really know how to. But yeah, so that'll be really cool. I'm excited for that knife. My house is quiet tonight. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but I'm down to only 2 out of the 6 kids right now. The rest of and no Mrs. Urban. Mrs. Urban is with 2 of the girls at the high school football game. The other boy, one of the 2 older boys, is at work tonight. And then Suburban, little man, the one who's always running in here trying to ask questions and shit, he's at my grandmother's house doing a sleepover with her. Bless her heart, almost 90-year-old woman, and she's letting great grandkids do sleepovers. At least mine. So Suburban is at my grandmother's house across town on the other side of town. We live pretty close to her. We're the only family members that live very close to her. So yeah, he's there. So I am down to my first 2 kids that I had with my first wife. So I have Cody and Zoe. Cody is my older son that I took the Blade Show Atlanta, who got what did Stevie nickname him while we were up there? I forget what he nicknamed him. I'll have to go ask Cody. But yeah, Stevie gave him a name, just a very plain generic name, and it's like, that's what we're calling you for the entire length of Blade Show. And Cody was like, nothing I can do about it. Okay, whatever. He wasn't gonna fight it. But yeah, and then my daughter, Zoe, my Zoe Bugs, she's here. So I'm just down to 2 kids, and those 2, when it's just those 2, it's pretty dang quiet. Pretty dang quiet. My wife ain't bothering me. None of the other kids are bothering me. It's kind of nice. But it is 9 o'clock, right about 9 o'clock, and I'm probably going to put on a movie, watch a movie, and complain about how much my pinky is hurting, because it hurts. Now that I don't have it all wrapped up, I am feeling all the stiffness and the soreness from it being wrapped up for 3 weeks straight. Yeah, and trying to get some movement out of it is very painful right now. I'm gonna be on the road of recovery for this fucking pinky for like the next 3 weeks, probably. I'm gonna be fighting to get back up to full working capacity for probably another 2 to 3 weeks. But hey, Ed, good to see you. Nice of you to drop in. But yeah, y'all have a good weekend. Don't spend too much money. If you find a really, really sweet deal on a really sweet knife that you think I would be interested in, send it my way on Instagram. Hit me up on IG, please. Yeah, if y'all come across something that I probably must have missed, let me know. Kathleen, you have a good weekend. Everybody take care, and I'll see y'all in other lives. Peace out. Much loves. Bye bye.